Hey guys, welcome to the studio. Today we're going to create a batik using washable glue. Here's my example. I did mine on an apron, but you can do this on any type of fabric. It definitely doesn't have to be an apron. It could just be like a flat piece of cotton duck or muslin. You could even try it on a canvas or on a tote, whatever your choice. I did go ahead and write out the basic steps for creating a batik, just so you can become familiar with what you'll need to do. The first step is to draw out your design and then trace it with glue. And you can skip that step and just draw out your design with glue if you feel comfortable doing that. The next thing is you need to let the glue dry completely before you add your paint. When you paint it, use acrylic paints. You'll let the paint dry, then it'll be time to wash it. And that's the final step. And you can wash it like by hand in your sink, or you can wash it in a washing machine. Just make sure that you use hot water and that you do use laundry detergent. So now I will show you how to get started. The supplies you'll need for today's batik are some type of fabric. It could be a cotton or a muslin blend. I'm going to be painting on an apron, but you could use a pillowcase or just like some canvas from a roll or whatever item you have. Batiks work good on totes also. You'll need some washable glue. It's important that it's washable. And then you could use a pencil to draw out your design. A batik, if you're not familiar with that, it's basically a designer work of art that's created on fabric. And typically in the past, they've used wax resist, where they put the wax and it dries, and then they add dye. And wherever the wax is, the dye doesn't dye the fabric, it resists it. And so we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to use the glue instead of the wax, but it essentially creates the same process and resists the paint. I'm going to be using what's called a radial design today, and a radial design is a design that radiates out from a center point of a circle. It has balance because the shapes are evenly placed or spaced apart, and so I'm going to make multiple designs on mine, and I'll have center points. I'll just pick several spots on my apron, and then I will work out from around that spot, and so they'll end up overlapping and filling my background. And so to get started, I'll put those points in with a pencil. I'm just going to draw right on the fabric. And you don't have to draw it out with pencil. You could just draw it out with the glue, but at least this way you can kind of see your design and make sure that you're happy with it before you begin. And so at this point, I will just continue. I'm probably going to go ahead and skip on in just a second to the glue and do mine that way. But you can see that it's pretty easy to draw on the fabric with pencil. And I'm just going around my center point and using lines and shapes to create a design. Okay, so I let it dry for a couple hours, and then it still wasn't all the way dry. So I took a hair dryer and just tried to blow dry different parts of the design, and you can still see some of it's a little bit wet, but for the most part it's dry, and I'm going to go ahead and paint it. I'm using just like a basic acrylic craft paint. You can find these at places like Walmart or Hobby Lobby. And some of it may wash out when I wash it in the washing machine in a little bit, but that kind of gives it that neat batik look, so I'm not that worried about it. The great thing is you do not have to paint in separate shapes with a batik. The glue is there, so you can just paint and fill it in. Hopefully you'll have longer to wait so that your glue will be all the way dry, but I'm just going to go ahead and start painting at this point. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please like and subscribe for more creative content. Thanks.